Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick. As always, you can call me Tetra Ninja. And we're once again back playing some Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And this is actually not live right now. This is what we in the business like to call the post-commentary edition. And the reason for that is, for some reason, Audacity, that's the audio commentary program that I use to record, I had a bunch of them opened, and I guess there's a limit on the memory for the program, and it only saved the back end of this commentary. So this episode and half of the next episode, I'm gonna have to do like a post commentary, and then we're gonna just jump right back into the live commentary. I'll let you know when that happens. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to add some commentary. The reason why I was thinking about just replaying the mission. But the reason why I didn't do that is because you will actually miss out on some text dialogue if you replayed the mission, as well as some cutscenes. So I thought I'd just kind of take this opportunity to talk to you guys post and tell you what I think of the game. That's what we're going to be discussing after this.
Boss, this contract comes from the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, also known as the MPLA. The PF at Ditadi abandoned village has been supplied with walker gears. Your job is to eliminate them all. Destroy them, extract them, whatever you see fit. This just might get us closer to the walker gear supplier, Cipher. Good luck, boss.
At this point, I can't extract yet. A lot of people in the comments have been telling me to bolt now. Like those material crates, vehicles and stuff, but I don't have the Fulton upgrade to do that, so that comes a little bit later, and it becomes so much handier. In this mission, I just ended up blowing up the walkers with C4, so make sure you have at least 4 C4, I think, if you want to do this silently without just shooting things everywhere. We have a cassette audio coming up here that I started playing because I thought it would be some good opportunity to play it during the downtown, so I'll be back after this cassette commentary.
Hard to believe how many of those bipedal weapons have popped up around Africa. When did that start? No more than 6 months ago. Didn't really hit me until I came here. They're not supposed to be in use yet. Emmerich says they were still doing the last round of fine-tuning. The doctor has no idea. His research has already hit the black market. Both sides of the Iron Curtain will have it by now. Even so, they're spreading much too fast. Sure, the walker gears can operate in any terrain. Their mobility's just as good in the jungle as it is in the desert. That would come in handy in a place like Africa. They are modules that can one day be used as nuclear weapon systems. And with that in mind, the numbers are way too large. There must be another reason they're so widespread. Like what? It's all about needs. To small-time outfits like most of these private forces, this product is a dream come true. Hell, it goes beyond PFs. This is the ultimate weapon, the forbidden fruit, for anyone with an enemy to fight and people to defend. The nuclear deterrent. Exactly. Sounds familiar, huh? PFs are all operating off your playbook. You created these times. But could this be the new weapon in Africa that Emmerich talked about? If it is, why is Cipher letting everyone and his brother get their hands on one? What comes next? Selling nuclear weapons in the open? Making them public property? Why don't they give that a try? Then the next war really will be fought with sticks. Right. The man we're dealing with isn't foolish enough to make it.
The targets have been deployed to that outpost. Find and eliminate all of them.
Analysis complete.
The abandoned village has been supplied with walker gears. Your job is to eliminate them all. Destroy them, extract them. The targets have been deployed to that outpost. Find and eliminate all of them.
Okay, now I am back after throwing down that sonic boom right there. So we're infiltrating this camp right now. There are 4 walker gears, and then there are a whole ton of enemies. I highly suggest that if you have the opportunity to bring D-Dog with you, because it just makes life so much easier. At this point in the game, I actually had D-Dog, I have Silent, and then I also have the horse. So far as I record this, I actually have not really been using it's quiet that often, just because she's not nearly as handy as D-Dog is. I kind of lean on D-Dog a lot, but what I would recommend to you guys is actually kind of like do the Pokemon thing to level them up. They just have to enter the mission and you just kick them out right away, and then they'll still get the experience for it. That's what I plan to do a little bit later in the series. Just drop them in and out really quickly. Probably just start with the one that you want to level up, and then drop the other ones in. You won't be able to get Quiet's silence type rifle unless you have a really strong affinity towards her, and that's something that would become extremely useful really quickly. So yeah, D-Dog, I absolutely love him. I still have not yet gotten to a point where I can get upgrades for him in terms of clothing and stuff like the horse, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. And what I was going to take this opportunity for this video was talk to you guys what I thought about the game so far. I'm a huge fan of all the console Metal Gears. I didn't really play on any of the ones on the portable, such as Portable Ops or Peace Walker. So I found when I started playing this game, it's a real departure from the normal of what a Metal Gear is like. I think it's probably more designed like the portable games were. I'm not 100% sure. Traditional console Metal Gear games are very linear. So the story is very straightforward. You just move from point A to point B to point C, all the way to point C, which is the ending. Lots of twists along the way. So when I was playing this game, the mission structure,
Roger that.
I found kind of made the storyline a little bit choppy, and I didn't really like that at first until I got used to it. But I'm about, I'd say, 16 hours into the game now, and I absolutely love the mission structure. I think
Development complete. Development complete.
Kojima had a really big set of balls to kind of transition the game away into this system. I personally thought it would. If I was a game developer, I thought it would have been too much of a risk for a big AAA big release game like this, but it got pulled off. It's something that, like I said, you have to get used to, but once you get used to it, I don't know, I was like all in it. So I'm gonna, the game actually becomes infinitely easier if you're trying to do a stealth walkthrough without killing anyone a little bit later on when you get the tranquilizer sniper rifle. It just makes, especially since it's suppressed as well, you don't have to crawl around on your stomach the entire way through like I am right now.
Leave the rest to us.
And here are the walking gears. So yeah, I definitely would have extracted these. Actually, I guess I could probably still do it. I could just replay the mission again. I might actually do that.
You gotta extract him.
And then something else I found a little bit further on, as well, is that you can actually reset mortars and machine guns that you can find at bases. You can actually bolt in those as well, which makes things really handy. But yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, where I stopped at, I keep getting sidetracked. I was really concerned about the mission structure and how it would affect the game, and I didn't like it at first, but I'm way into it now, and this game is basically gonna consume my soul in terms of how OCD I'm gonna get with it, probably for the next week. Until I beat it, and then Destiny the Taken King comes out. And I'm a huge Destiny fan, like a lot of you guys know. But there's so many aspects of this game, so many things are hidden that you can find. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And you know what, I think actually, I don't want to just like rabble on and continue talking for no reason. Here I plant the C4, I'd get to all 4 of them, and then I run away from the base. And then
That's a target.
actually,
Eliminate it any way you'd like.
I think I only had 4 C4s at this point because I didn't have the upgrade, and then I thought at this point I also thought that if I destroyed radar towers they would stay permanently destroyed. But I didn't really care at that point. But I'm gonna stop the post commentary now and let you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I don't want to rabble on aimlessly, so enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll be back for more post commentary in the next episode.
Weather will clear shortly. Extraction prisoner has died.
Extract him.
Plant expansion complete. Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Great. No targets remaining. Your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Mission info has been updated. The map has been updated.
You destroyed their anti-air radar? Then wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Arrived at the mother base. Development project the map has been updated.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by. Gaining altitude.
Exfiltrated
That's
hot
it.
zone.
You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss. Warning.
Extraction arrived at mother base.
All right. Mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh? Boss, we were right. Once you'd eliminated those walker gears, a resupply call was made from Ditadi to CFA headquarters. The CFA then contacted none other than Saner. That's right, the shell company that owned Mfinda Oilfield. So Saner was just a front for Cipher. The resupply won't be happening just yet. But we did learn that the walker gears are transported out of Nova Braga Airport. Apparently, there's a distribution network on the Savannah that links all the PF outposts. I'll have the intel team investigate this network. If Cipher is supplying PFs with walker gears, the PFs have to be offering them something in return. We follow the money trail. We might just find ourselves on Cipher's doorstep.
Mission
Boss,
list
the
updated.
intel team has come back with its report following its investigation into PF logistics. Cipher has to be involved with this distribution network somehow. One thing in particular caught my eye. A convoy that regularly crosses the Savannah. On paper, it's just mined resources going to the government, but the security's much too heavy. At the very least, it's worth checking out. Take a look at the mission.
Commencing platform construction. Tracker placed. Enemy presence detected. Your map has been updated. Please specify a project.
You called that thing Sahelanthropus. Where does the name come from?
Well, several years ago, an excavation team discovered a hominid skull in the Sahel region.
Central Africa, the Southern Sahara.
Cipher gave the specimen the name Sahelanthropus, man of Sahel. And then they covered the whole thing up.
Why?
They probably wanted to monopolize information about human evolution to have a head start in their genetic research. At least, until they had an idea of what they'd found.
It was that big of a discovery, huh?
Sahelanthropus was a gracile hominid, estimated to have lived about 7 million years ago. What's significant about it is how its skull's foramen magnum faces down. In other words, its spinal column supported its head from underneath.
It stood upright.
Right. Which would mean Sahelanthropus walked upright 3 million years before Australopithecus, making it the world's
That's the
oldest
target.
species.
Walking upright. I get it. Hence the name Sahelanthropus for your machine.
Walking upright was the decisive difference between our ancestors and other anthropoids. Our brains could get heavier once they were supported by the spinal column. That led to the use of tools and the development of complex communication through language. Only man is capable of this. My creation will be the progenitor of all bipedal weapon platforms.
And you did this for Cipher.
No, not at all. Sahelanthropus is the best proof that I never betrayed you guys.
What do you mean?
The reconstructed Sahelanthropus skull looked exactly like the skull we used as our logo 9 years ago in the Caribbean.
An army without a nation. Outside the world order.
The design was based on Pangaea, the supercontinent that existed 250 million years ago, right?
Yeah. When the world was a single landmass. That concept's at the source of our strength.
I felt the same way about Sahelanthropus. Sure, I was forced to build it under their orders, but I always wanted to put its
I'm sorry, boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough. If you want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve the support unit.
About you guys.
Oh, I see, all right. I see someone desperate to cover his ass. You can say whatever you want after the fact. But that skull also symbolizes somebody else. Skullface.
Snake, you finally came. Just don't record this, okay?
Not recording anything. What's this about?
What I'm about to say stays between you and me. It's about the weapon to surpass Metal Gear. You know a researcher by the name of Clark? He works in the biotech industry. Real advanced stuff. His area is bioengineering, but lately, he's also gotten into genetic research.
Never heard of him.
Well then, What do you know about cloning?
I think I've heard enough.
Hold on, this is important. Cloning lets you create a genetic copy of an organism. You take the nucleus of one of its cells, and you swap it with the nucleus of an unfertilized egg from another member of the same species. They started out working with plants, but since then they've had success with other organisms, including mammals. It's a hot area for a lot of places right now. Corporations, universities, research groups. There's no shortage of scientists out to get famous and patent their work, with morality taking a back seat.
Isn't that a little outside your field?
It's got nothing to do with my research. But I thought it might be of interest to you. Cloning, and Dr. Clark, I mean.
Go on.
Now, this is really highly classified stuff. But I've heard that an American biotech company has successfully cloned a human being. What's more, it happened over 10 years ago. And the researcher behind it was Dr. Clark. You've really never heard of him?
I don't meet many doctors.
This Dr. Clark is a complete ghost, even to others in his field. His age, where he comes from, that might not be his real name. And I can't even say for sure he's a he. Clark's employer, ATGC, its company motto is embracing your hopes, preserving talent.
What does this have to do with me?
Cipher. Dr. Clark works for ATGC, and they have connections to DARPA. Cipher couldn't function without the communications network DARPA's built. Meaning, Cipher has to be a part of the Pentagon, or at least the two are joined at the hip. DARPA is a driving force behind human cloning. It's a pretty high priority project for them. And this Dr. Clark, some say he's a pivotal player in Cipher. But that's not all. Every cell
He's coming too. Roger that.
contains the genetic information for that organism. Think of it as a blueprint for life. Clark appears to be working on how to decode this information and rearrange it at will. If you could do that, it would mean being able to custom design human beings for specific purposes. Can you believe that? Suppose for a moment that this is all fact. A man of your talents, if your genetic information died with you, that would be a terrible loss for mankind.
Roger.
But what if mankind could preserve you for future generations by cloning you?
All right, enough. I get the idea.
Look, I know it's inductive reasoning, but this weapon to surpass Metal Gear they're developing in Africa, I believe it's something that uses this new technology. Speaking as a fellow scientist, it chills me to the bone.
That's rich coming from you.
If genes serve as our blueprint, then I wonder if they include an impulse that drives us to tweak the design. Can you imagine that? Genes encoded with information that wants its children to decode it. Is life itself putting the direction of our next evolution in the hands of scientists? I guess it would take some real arrogance to believe that. And yet, it could be what Cipher's after.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. But that was an interesting story. It'd make a good movie.
You have to believe me.
Where'd you hear all this anyway?
Where? I just overheard it in bits and pieces while I was forced to do that research for them.
Right.
Wait a minute. Look, I want to help you. I want to be of service here. I'm risking my life with this.
Is that so? Maybe it's time we brought someone else into the conversation.
No, not him. Not Ocelot. You can't do this.
Please specify a project.